You know, Buju, you come up, who you come up? Shabba Ranks, that whole beginning era.
I come up in the era when the music was turning, just turning. I come up when you have guys like Flower Gun, Red Dragon, Daddy Lizard, Clement Irie, Pompidou, you had Early Black, Dignitary Stylish, General Trees, yeah? Nicodemus, Chakademus, Toloti. I come up Admiral Bailey, Major Worries. In those days, Major Worries was like the teacher for all DJs. Major Worries was a teacher for all DJs. Major Worries was way ahead of his time. Major Worries was the first one who taught us how to really fluctuate and modulate the voice like computer and all the reggae. Yeah? And after the Major died, you know, Admiral breakout, Shabba Ranks breakout. So then they became the next set of mentors that we have to look up to. But originally, Jamaican music, dancehall music, was never ever something from uptown. Was always a road boy music, you know?
From the streets, uptown, they call it like bougie, rich people, like he's talking about they come from the streets.
Yeah, it was so much so that you could not even let your parents know that you have musical aspirations. Because, you know, the people who represented was bad boys. You know, every one of them in those days was singing about their experience that they had in the ghettos. And through the passage of time, things changed so much that the very music that was once despised, ridiculed, and their children were admonished not even to play it or go near it, they started encourage their children to become a part of that music. Now, bear in mind, we sang from our experience, whether it be hardship, gang warfare, political tribalism, police brutality, you know, man and woman drama. We sing from our reality and we make that into something that other people can identify with because for some strange reason, we might share the same experience, but we never talk about it. Until someone sings about it, then we can openly say, yeah, because someone identified the elephant in the room. So come now, full circle, everyone sings about their experience, but somehow we have lost a piece of what this really is, where it really come from. You know, I grew up in an industry where there was always the king of dancehall, which was Yellowman. And it was the people who said he was the king, voted for him. And I didn't hear no one say Yellowman lose his crown. Because the man that keep the foundation stuck. You might not even know a Yellowman song to date. Many people might not even aware of an artist by the name of Yellowman who made such a great impact on the dancehall community to bring it international before even the ranking. So after Yellowman as our first international dancehall superstar, we had Shabba Ranks who followed in them footsteps to take the music further.
What's my guy Flex? Time to
And
that motherfucker.
And Matt Cabra as well.
Man, Cobra rang off here.
Yes.
He was killing out here.
The music was, we could identify even with songs. You ever find yourself just going through some things and you hear a song and it reminds you of a time when you was in school?
Big time.
I remind you of something that happened with you among your friends. They became time markers now. The music became time markers. We hope and pray that it remain the same for generations to come.
Yes.
So that reggae music and dancehall music can bring new adherence. Because when it comes to a point where you no longer like a song, something is seriously off because we grew up thinking the only thing that never dies is music.
And that's what we try to do. We try to preserve the culture. We try to give the kids an experience. And what's been coming on here lately, not like you, because like I explained when you came, you know, you're like a Michael Jordan. You're a fucking GOAT. Nobody fucks with Buju Banton. That's just it, period.
Cream in the
And
crowd.
so, you know, for you to sit there and say, you know, it's about expression, it's about passion, it's about music is therapy for us.
It
A
is.
lot of times we go through shit. We got to go in that studio and get it off. And that's what it's really truly about. It wasn't just about chasing the check. What's the new gimmick? What stood? And maybe you could explain to me because this is educational. Is the Chinese Jamaicans, right? So from here they had what do I do now?
I want to hear about this.
Do you know about it?
No.
Listen, I'm
All right,
listening.
so I want to learn. I want to learn. You got Chinese Jamaicans and big DJs out there in Jamaica, right? The Chin family, I believe they are. Like, so tell me how they become Chinese Jamaicans. Like they,
Over the years, Jamaica's always been a place where various people migrated. So no doubt this was a family migrated. However, that's not important to me in the grand scheme of things. What they did to me is more fundamental. They were visionaries who saw that the talent had the potential to be greater than just talents in the community. Hence, they invested, ran this record shop and their recording studios, and they invest in the talent. They invest in the culture. And so we can't take away anything from them because they saw an opportunity and seized the moment. That's why they're still here today, even on Jamaica Avenue. I mean, a lot of people want to knock them, but do good business and you have a problem. You understand that? So where I'm concerned, I have to give them props because they were visionaries. Now, truth be told, our former Prime Minister, Edward Seaga, was also a major musical producer who owned even a pressing plant, Beverly Music, Emissary Operator, something like that. And then you have PJ Patterson, our former Prime Minister again, who used to be the manager of the Clarendonians. And we have our current minister who's very much involved in youth sports and other kind of things, Miss Grange. So we have a long history of working with the leader and the top echelons of the country as it concerns development of the music as well. But with the level in which the Chins contributed their time, effort, money for the development of a music that could be here now and expose a lot of our young people, but that was before. At the same time, we had Duke, run about the same time, you had Duke Reed, who was another producer, Sir Clement Coxon Dad, who was another producer, Winston Riley, King Tubbies, and these were producers who were just making music. When Lee Scratch Perry, the gang them, Bob Marley's them, Peter Tosh, these guys were just making music from the ear, from the heart.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So we went through an era where the gentleman them have to distinguish what was the music business and what is the business of music. Failure to do so will render you poor forever. And we can take a look and turn the pages of history to see who will able to separate the two. I stop there.
So you go, Buju, you
Music
go
business
away.
and what's the business?
You go away. Yeah, that's a Jadakiss line right there.
That's a jewel right there.
You come back, they show a picture of you in the airport just walking, like it was like Buju. We followed every second when you came out. Like I remember I was on a flight and they said, look, Buju.
He's out.
Remember Joe?
Yeah, it was like, yo, Buju.
Even in bondage, I think I spoke to you a couple of times while I was in bondage. Yeah, so the pain was real, yet pain, weeping may endure for a night, but joy do come in the morning, right? So that joy was undeniable. It was not forced. It was a real natural joy and a joy expressed not only by the will of the people, but by the will of the Most High God, because the voice of the people is the voice of a true and living God.
No, I was able to catch a remix when he got it.
Yes. And Jadakiss, we did bless. Tell them so we bless. Yeah, we and Jadakiss where he was able to, but so right now in this dispensation, the new work that's coming to the forefront of the musical arena is this new album by Buju Banton for the year 2026, coming to you this summer. Won't give you the title of the album as yet, but my first single is called Butterflies. Now, Butterflies, it's not psychopathic or crazy. It's more something for the ladies then. Because I find that our music primarily speak to a demographics where they feel like it's all about being a gangster and a rude boy, but there's the ladies them over there with this love and affection and they need to be reminded that they're a part of our community and a very integral part of our life. So butterflies aim to ignite or reignite that passion. You follow me?
Yeah.
So I don't know to select a can play it. You want bust it for them. So today release a butterfly.
Bust the tune.
Butterfly.
Bust the tune. Boom, boom, boom.
Select I have it.
Buju Banton ponder dancehall, you know?
This is the first single produced by Super Dupes. You know, Super Dupes, I talk about. Super Dupes, again, is another brethren with Chinese heritage from the Jamaican community who invested this time because they have a song named Black Chinese that was very popular in Jamaica. So they merged from playing the sound system to make it beats in the studio. So this is Super. He has done many famous works, no doubt. Super Dupes is very acclaimed, you know?
Yeah, but you know that sound like Buju Banton.
Well, this next album,
That's Buju Banton.
well, this next album is 100% dancehall, you know, sometimes.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I man start out, you know, the dancehall, but through the passage of time, we have to give the people the music that, you know, grow with them because you have life and you have experience. But you have to go back to the roots at time and not only go back to the roots, but to teach a generation because no one have any respect nowadays, you know. And if you want to go out and flag everyone, that's a whole lot of flagging. You just use one belt and beat everybody.
Whoa! One belt, man.
So you have to set that foundation. So 20 years from now, a generation will emerge and say in 2000 or in 2010, 2020, 2025, this was reggae music and this was dancehall music. And this is the history of it. No, someone has to remind because it's hard work. A lot of people realize they're lazy. What it takes for us to make a proper song to come forward. It's not easy work. Some people want a quick fix and get the glory, but true work that stand the test of time starts with hard work.
It's hard work. So it's a lot of concentration, a lot of hard work,
A lot of dedication.
a lot of dedication,
A lot of sweat.
resilience.
A lot of time in the
Is it just, you know, some people they just get lucky and
Sweat and tears.
but
Right.
when you want to do that, right? Because Buju Banton never been whack in his life. I never heard a whack song in my life.
Well, not if I'm
But
making
that song right there,
It's out the park.
that song right there, sound like we just opened a CD of Buju Banton's greatest hits, and that just came on. Like that record right there is out of here.
Well, the whole entire album promises to be exciting, ranging from love, togetherness, you know what I mean, in our style. You know, hardcore rude boy dancehall style. So this album, look forward to it. Excuse me, because it promises to be dynamic, exciting, fulfilling, rewarding, and above all else, musical.
Wow, I love
You
it.
gonna hit some arenas after it drop?
Well, right now we're planning on going on the road this summer. Buju Banton and Stephen Marley hit the road.
Wow.
You know, two lions, you know, in an effort to bring back the love that the music industry have and should have. And we're going out there in the month of June. June 18, we should be on the road. And also to make sure that the masses them get a whiff of this new record. By then it should be out, the whole entire project should be released.
It's gonna fuck the summer up. That record is
Well, this summer shall be lit, put it that way.
shall be lit.
Outside.
Shout out Stephen Marley, a hell of an actor.
Ragamuffin. You mean Kimani?
Kamani is
Kimani.
no. Who's Shatis?
Kimani.
Money.
Yo, fucking Kamani, man. He should have did a bunch of more movies after that, man. Like that shit. Shots is a classic.
Without a doubt.
So that's the next avenue of our exploration as concerned curating the culture and film. You know, maybe that's the next era we need to start looking to seriously before it is swept from on our feet. Because there's a lot of culture vultures. So you know that the ties are changing where you can speak up for your people from the Latino perspective. I can speak up from a small demographics for those who I am able for. You know what I mean? Eventually, the whole purpose is also come together and farm a total into it and become investors in our own arts. That is music, films, whatever. Because this is how other nations did it. We don't really figure out the blueprint yet because we still want to be better than the next person. Think not figuring out that together we can all be better.
Yes.
Talk slow
Yes.
to him, man.
Talk slow, meaning to everybody, if you didn't catch that, is that everybody could be successful. You need to be happy for your brothers and your sisters that are successful. This ain't all a straight competition. I got to be better than you or better than that.
Gotcha.
You know, be happy for everybody because the more of us that's winning, the stronger we actually are as a culture. And so, a guy I'm a fan of from Jamaica's Busy Signal.
Good guy.
This man, Buju, for a long time, they no let him in America. And they let him in. And he went on that Bobby Condas and rapped for like an hour straight. I had to pull a car over. He fuck up the place so bad, Buju. I had to listen like, yo, this guy's doing this shit. Yo, this guy's crazy. He's a big, I never met him.
And when last
I'm a
have you
fan.
heard that? Business Signal come from the old school, just like
Yeah, it's the old school.
When last have you been on the highway and hear the radio lit from that angle?
Nah.
Because first and foremost, I realize that the beats, they're not being utilized. So I'm asking myself, is it a situation where the beats are not being utilized because they cannot be utilized or because they cannot be written?
I just think that people are lazier now.
But what we're doing, we're losing a part. All right. There are certain beats when it comes on, it does something to you. You automatically want to
Yeah.
That is this new beat this kid make from Jamaica. It's a double YFL. Why you feel like rhythm? The one I just played earlier when I just came inside.
Right.
That's mean, man.
And you want bust it for me? Bust it for me.
Bust that.
Low up and talking. Play it. Big up DJ Mac. Bust the one there. Want X-rated. So we want music to make us feel and come alive no matter what we're going through. That's our escape. And if it keeps us trapped, we're not escaping.
It's always about the music. It's always about the beat. You know, they say, yo, Joe, why you rapping so good? The beat is great.
We speak still.
Now, if you doing a whack beat, then
That shouldn't work.
you be in there like,
Yeah.
come on, everybody, what you do that conga, you stuck like a motherfucker in that
Yeah, we speak
motherfucker.
still. So these are some of the songs we're coming forward with, you know, to reignite a passion musically and you know, not to try to outshine, not to outdo, because whoever will be in the sun, nevertheless, as elders of always make sure that the road still paved,
That's
and
right.
smooth and trouble-free, and the music flow consistently.
That's right.
I'm not in the fray, but I'm not totally away. Put it that way. See, you have to lead the youths them to them thing, you know. That's elders and OG. Sometimes I have to show them a bone too, you know.
Yeah, they know when the OG step up, they know
For
who really
educational
who
purpose
got it.
only.
Yes.
Yeah.
Education purpose only.
Yeah.
It's true. Because the youth, they say, all right, that's the Banton. You know, they not crazy. They grew up their whole life listening to the Banton, trying to be the Banton. You can't be the Banton. So it's like, you know, just take their